Hi everyone, welcome to the Stitches and Scribbles channel. My name is Erin and I wanted to kind of take you along in my process today as I set up for my book swap party. So I planned out this party a while ago and I even did kind of a less intensive version of it for my birthday this year that I posted on, I think, just TikTok. But we're doing a bigger, like, read outside version as a summer reading kickoff. So I had quite a few friends who've expressed over the years that they want to get back into reading more but don't have time or don't have the motivation to do so. So I thought it would be a fun party idea to get people to swap some books, go home with something that they're excited to read about, do some crafts, have some food and snacks, and actually have some prizes at the end of the night. But I am starting with a couple of DIY things, or at least one DIY thing. That might be the only one I get to. The party's tomorrow and I maybe procrastinated slightly in doing the video portion of this project. But I'm going to take you through the setup and the DIY that I'm starting. So one of the things that I wanted to have out for people to do is making their own bookmarks. So I have a couple of packs of paper for people to choose from. I tried to go with some kind of like vintage antique patterns. There's actually another one upstairs that I just got because it was on sale. But I'm going to put out some fun scissors and some pens and pencils and markers and maybe even some plain paper so that people can just draw on them if they wish. But I'm going to use my funky scissors to create a couple of sample bookmarks so that people get the idea of what they're supposed to be making. So we've got our craft table set up here. So I have little sticky notes to label everything. But the first thing I got were these canvas tote bags that have book designs on them. They're all a little bit different. So I have those set up with fabric markers and some test paper so that people can make book totes to collect their books in. Then in the middle, I just have kind of like a little tray of goodies that people can take. So I have cactus pens, I have tabs for book annotating, and I have some book stickers, as well as a couple of metal beaded bookmarks that they can take. And then over here on this end, which is what you just saw me doing, is our bookmark making station. So I have markers, I have 2 fun scissors and 1 pair of regular scissors, and a whole bunch of fun paper for people to make bookmarks. Some of the paper that I got is double-sided, but some is single-sided. So I figured the single-sided pages you could color on the back if you want to, and the double-sided pages you don't need to do anything. But even with one like this, some of the markers do draw over the pattern, so I figured people can be creative and make whatever they want. Over here I have my raffle basket. So each basket is themed after one of the adult summer reading programs that I have made. You can get these on my Etsy. So the first one is Cabin 113, which is for fans of thrillers, mysteries, and all things spooky. I put a couple of books in there, some Harlan Coben, Stephen King, and Mary Higgins Clark. I have a Wild Wilderness puzzle that I got at Target, as well as a Canteen. I have some stickers, specifically the I Read Mystery Books one. There's also a cactus pen and some book tabs down there. Then in this one, I have my Beach Read Bingo. So I have 3 books. I have People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry, One Night on the Island by Josie Silver, and Pieces of Blue by Holly Goldberg Sloan. There's also a beach towel in there. I have a little beaded bookmark, a waterproof phone case, a rubber ducky, and again, somewhere there's little book tabs for people to use. Then in this one, I have The Great Genre Road Trip. So this one is kind of low on the extra prizes, but I do have this car organizer that you stick between the seats with a pen, a bookmark, book tabs, and some stickers. And then this one has the most books in it. So I have a bunch from different genres. I've got a fantasy, a thriller, a children's book, a historical fiction, and a science fiction. So lots of variety, and then people can trade in. Each book that they bring to swap equates to 1 raffle ticket. So they then put the raffle tickets in the jar that they want, and we'll pick a winner at the end. This is going to be our nonfiction book swap table. You can see it's a little bare right now because I don't tend to read a lot of nonfiction. But I have some good ones to start off with. These are actually like nutrition books that my mom got from a company that she likes. I have the Ninja Handbook, which just looked really funny. I found that one on clearance at Half Price Books. Same thing with the Eat Like a Gilmore cookbook, the Instant Engineering book, and the Women in Science book. All of those just looked like really fun nonfiction titles, but then over here on the coffee table, we have all of our fiction books. And there's quite a lot here, both ones that I was cleaning out for my collection, found in little libraries, or purchased on clearance at Half Price Books, so that they were only like $2 or $3 each. And I know that like taking a huge quantity of books from little libraries is not a good idea, but part of our event is going to be going to little libraries and redistributing some of these that don't get picked by people who attend the party. And then whatever's left over at the end, I will also be redistributing to little libraries and starting fresh for next time we do the party. I think that's actually going to be just about it for the prep work that I show you today. Most of the big stuff is going to be prepped tomorrow, like food prep, setting things up outside, all of that. So I will see you tomorrow for actual party setup. All right, it is the next morning, so it's party day. We did a couple like little tasks this morning, mostly just house cleaning and stuff, but now we're ready to do some final setup things. So I'm outside right now to water our flowers, get that all taken care of, and work on some last minute party prep and stuff like that. Pro tip that we figured out today: if you still have your mini fridge from college like we do, we just decided to plug it in outside for the day instead of having a big ice bucket, since this is a longer event, and that way we can keep all of our drinks nice and cold while people are reading and relaxing out here. realize this is not exactly the ideal camera angle. I have the camera standing on a glass, but that's okay. One of the other things I'm going to make for this party is an Arnold Palmer, but it's got a little bit of a twist. So this is actually pineapple orange GABA iced tea and regular lemonade. And then I put a sticker on my drinks so that people know what the ingredients are, and a little basket off to the side in case they want it to be an alcoholic beverage. We've got a couple of like minis of tropical rum and some fruity flavored things, but what I think would pair really well with this is the Ume Plum liqueur. I get this from Total Wine, but it's a nice kind of sweet, fruity beverage that pairs with a lot of like fruit juice based cocktails, or just kind of as like an after dinner beverage by itself. But I really love this stuff. I actually made my tea in the backyard. It is sun tea, so I let it steep outside for a few hours yesterday to get nice and concentrated. I'm going to take off the sticky note just in case I spill. We're going to add this to our container. I'm going to go ahead and get the tea bags in there too, so they can continue to add flavor. And we're going to add our lemonade. And this is just plain lemonade, no fun flavors or anything. But if you could find like a mango lemonade or a tropical lemonade, that would probably also be really good with this. Ooh. And there you go, an easy summery beverage. I wanted to jump back on here and talk about how the party went. So as I do with most events that I host, I did not film during the party itself, also just because there was so much going on. But we had a really awesome time at the party. Everybody brought books to swap. We had some time to read outside, and we went on a walk around the neighborhood to check out all of the little free libraries that are near me. So it was a really wonderful event, and people really seemed to enjoy getting the opportunity to talk about books, talk about reading, and to swap some of our favorites. There were a lot of like book recommendations going on too for books that like weren't physically present, but I know I got at least a couple of suggestions of books to read that I added to my TBR list. But I also wanted to show you the two books that I ended up leaving with. And these were both ones that had kind of been on my radar, so I was really excited that they both turned up in our swap pile. The first one is The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. So this is a high fantasy, I'm trying to remember why I had listed this as one I was interested in. It looks like it's kind of a fantasy political like uprising book. Could be very interesting. I'm excited to try it out. It does look very, very long. It is a 700-page book, and the text is very, very small. So this one will be interesting to get through, but I'm excited to try it, especially since I didn't have to look for it. It just arrived at my house via somebody else. And the second one I picked is The Trial of the... or it doesn't start with the... It's just Trial of the Sun Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. And this one is... I don't think it's specifically labeled as YA, but it looks like a YA aged character. Wow, I picked very similar stories. It's another one of overthrowing a political system in a fantasy universe, but I'm excited to try this one as well. And since it has a big 1 on it, I think this is part of a series. I believe The Lies of Locke Lamora is also, but I was excited to find 2 new fantasy books to check out and hopefully get to reading soon although I still have a giant stack of books to be read. But I hope you enjoyed seeing all of the party prep that I did. I think the highlights of the party for me were definitely the little library walk. I think people really enjoyed that, and I really loved putting together the book baskets with all of the summer reading programs and little things inside. And again, I think I said this in an earlier clip of the video, but if you're interested in any of those printable summer reading programs, those can be found on my Etsy store. Each one comes with some sort of a tracker to fill in the books that you have read, but also an activity page. So one of them has a Mad Lib style activity, one of them has bingo, and one of them has a roadmap that you complete. But I definitely had a lot of fun designing them, so I hope that you have fun using them if you choose to. That's going to be it for this video. Let me know if you liked this style of video where you get to plan a party with me or see the party planning process for a themed event. I did it for my Halloween party. I definitely talked about the party planning aspect, even though the video was mostly about the costume, but let me know. I'm interested to hear your feedback if this is the type of video that you enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested in other crafty and book related content here on my channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below so you can be notified of everything right here on YouTube. And if you'd like to follow me on other social media sites, that information will be in the description box below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye everyone!